Is Mr. Martinez present? Okay. All right. Well, we're waiting for Ms. Schaub, and Mr. Martinez is not here. Mr. Musin, Mr. Sampson is you, but we're waiting for your attorney. So I guess we can do nothing but call Mr. Martinez's case, which I'm going to do. Case is Mr. Martinez. All right, come on, have a seat right here. Good afternoon. Oh, there's my shop. All right, people of the state of Michigan versus Benjamin Martinez. We have file 226707ST and 237407ST and 162435FY. Mr. Martinez appears here in court this afternoon. He is not represented by counsel presently. The people are here through Chief Assistant Prosecutor Kristen Cass. We have numerous issues pending here. Mr. Martinez, I'm glad you came to court. And you were in jail last time I saw you via video Zoom. And I've gotten several filings handwritten. Have you gotten copies of those, Ms. Cass?
Yes, Your Honor. I only have one. Is that maybe copies of your files?
I think there was 2 different filings that came in, as my recall. Let's see here.
Oh, maybe we just got them all at once. That's my confusion.
Maybe. And one was dated, one was received by the court on June 23rd, written by Mr. Martinez on the 22nd, and another one written by him on the 25th and received by the court on the 26th.
I have those too.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Martinez has made a request for standby counsel, as I understand it.
Yes.
So in regard to the matter, you filled out the application for assigned counsel. Okay, so things have changed in like the last year or so. The court is no longer responsible or permitted, put it that way, to review applications for indigency to see who qualifies for counsel. And the court no longer assigns counsel. That's all done by the Michigan Indigent Defense Commission, which is totally separate from the judiciary. So it's a little bit of a unique dichotomy at this point, the way things are financially rolled out. It would appear you're going to qualify. Ms. Mashik is the attorney that heads the MIDC. She makes the review of your financial applications. She makes the assignment of counsel on those attorneys that are on that contract. Okay. So that needs to get forwarded to her if you want to have if you want to have your qualifications looked at and want to have a lawyer to represent you concerning these issues that you've put in your letter regarding various motions you wish to be heard. Now, the request for standby counsel, which I've understood you have made, do you understand what the difference between standby counsel and assigned counsel is? Or let me explain it to you, okay? So when you have assigned counsel, that means they're your attorney of record. They appear with you and for you at court. They're responsible for your case. They're at the helm with your guidance and direction, okay? They got to come to you, ask you how you want to handle your case, your choices. You want to go to trial? You don't want to go to trial? Those are your choices. When you have standby counsel, they're not your attorney of record. They're there to help you with guidance, okay? I can't find a statute, or, you know, like the question you had when you were in jail about your child support or whatever. So the unique flavor with the standby counsel is, so the MIDC counsel is paid for by the state of Michigan, okay? So that's not a burden on the local funding unit, the county, for example. Whereas standby counsel remains a function and responsibility of the local funding unit. So I'm not going to give you standby counsel if there's a chance that one, you qualify for an assigned counsel, because I don't think that it is right that the local funding agency has to be responsible for standby counsel when you haven't even been qualified or disqualified for assigned counsel. And frankly, personally, I guess you need to decide whether you would rather have somebody that's not responsible and is just there for questions, or somebody you want right at the helm with you. So this is what I want to do, Mr. Martinez, and you sound, let me tell you, I want this application to go to Miss Mashik. We're gonna set these, presumably you're gonna qualify. Has anything changed since you filled this out a couple days ago substantially? All right. So looking at it, I'm assuming you're gonna qualify, okay? What I would like to do right now today is to put these motion hearings on the docket, so we have a date pending that you can work with your attorney about and get ready for. So we have a date coming, and we're gonna change your trial date because now you're out of jail and we're not up against the same circumstances. So that's what I'd like to do. If you don't qualify for assigned counsel, we're gonna take this issue back up, and I will certainly consider your request for standby counsel at that point in time. Does that sound reasonable to you? Do you have an objection to that proposal, Ms. Cass?
I don't, Your Honor, but I think I could just tell Mr. Martinez, he has called a couple times and I've been unable to really talk to him with knowing he was requesting an attorney. So at this point,
Yeah, that's the problem. All right, go
Just-
ahead, Mr. Martinez.
But like, it's not me. I'm still representing myself, like as you would say, I'm still at the helm or whatever.
Well, you're always at the helm. They're there for your guidance.
Right.
But you get to decide when you have a trial, what witnesses you want to call, whether you want to testify or not testify. Those are all your decisions, whether you have a lawyer or not.
But what I was saying is like, with me just having standby counsel, that would just, I'm still able to speak. When I be still able to speak with.
No, once you make the request for counsel, they can't talk to you under the lawyer's rules of ethics.
Standby counsel, then.
It's counsel.
Counsel, then I don't want another. I don't need another standby counsel then, because like I want to be able to like talk for myself or try to make, or you know what I mean, like.
We already went through that, Mr. Martinez.
Right, but like to me, like I don't know.
So we went through this, you negotiated, we were 99% way through the plea, you changed your mind on that, you changed your mind on the pleas, on the failures to appear, you tell me you want counsel, you've got motions by hand for speedy trial violations, bond, all these different issues. So these have to be heard. So you've made a request for counsel.
See, I misunderstood myself. That standby counsel was just to make sure that what I'm trying to say or do is the right way legally, because like I'm not 100% on it.
Well, yeah, of course not. You haven't gone to law school, right? Why not have a lawyer? I don't understand it. What is it gonna hurt you? You can always.
Because for many years I've had court-appointed attorneys, and I have been misrepresented by them, and they don't do what you tell them. That I had them make me take pleas that I wasn't even guilty about. So I would like to be able.
But we're not gonna put the cart before the horse. We're not gonna say that this experience is gonna be bad based on previous experience. Okay? You understand that? Let's give it a try, all right? All right, Mr. Martinez, I want you to have your day in court. I'm gonna give this information to MIDC. Ms. Mashik's gonna take a review. She's gonna make a decision. We're gonna set a couple court dates here for return. If you don't have a lawyer at the helm, then I guess you're ready to argue your cases for yourself. Okay? But bottom line is either standby counsel or assigned counsel, you know, your lawyer representing you. Either way, it's gonna prohibit the prosecutor from dealing with you directly. Because there's rules of ethics. And once you make a request for a lawyer, the other side can't do that anymore.
And I might be wrong on how I read it, but to me, like there was that something about how with standby counsel they don't interfere, and like I was still pretty much the one in charge.
Well, I don't know, I can't speak for Ms. Cass. Ms. Cass, it's your rules of ethics, it's your office, it's your position. What's your position?
Your Honor, ever since he's mentioned having an attorney, we haven't negotiated anything, and I feel like I have to stand by that until I know if he's representing himself or not.
Well, what about standby counsel? If he's got standby counsel, will you talk to him personally?
With the standby counsel present.
With them present, yes. Well, would you talk to him if he had assigned counsel present if they wanted to meet? I don't see why not.
It's very rare that that happens.
Yeah.
I guess we could if their attorney wanted that, but.
Mhm. So that's a possibility too, okay? So, that's what I'd like to do. All right, Mr. Martinez? All right. All right, let's have an open mind and try to, have discourse here about what are actually complicated issues. So, all right, so what date do we have for it's gonna have to be a little ways down the line. For motion hearings, we have contempt hearings we'll set the whole bailiwick over.
You're not done with the contempts? I believe we
Okay,
had
are
the
we
hearing.
done with those? Okay, let me see
We're
here.
on for just a pretrial on the 22 file and then motion hearings and all 3 files.
All 3 files.
You want to set over the pretrial?
Hold on a minute. All right, so hold on a minute. So you got sentenced in 2435 FY on the 16th of June. And then got let out of jail because you served all your time, right? Basically. When did you get out?
Last Monday.
Okay, about a week ago or so. All right, so in regard to that file, and all right, that's what she's talking about. She was confused as to why you included the 16 file in your motion filing, since that one's all done.
Why?
Yeah, why? Because when you did your paperwork here, these handwritten things, you put all 3 case files.
Part of that.
Pardon me?
I was sitting on part of that as a failure to appear, which was an old court fine, and when I filed for
All right.
double jeopardy on that because I sat in that for 90 days. And
All right, so that one, that file, we're gonna continue for a motion hearing date. In regard to 226707, we have to have a motion hearing date, pretrial conference continued, or all be the same date. And then we need a new trial date beyond July 10th. And then in the 23 file, likewise, we'll continue the motion hearing date. So that's the same motions for all 3 files. And we'll put that all together along, like I said, with the pretrial conference. And then we'll set jury trial dates. Well, we should have pretrial conferences in both files on 6707 as well as 7407.
Unless the court wants us to do pretrial by mail after he has an attorney.
If he does, but I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know at this time. It could be converted. I have no objection to that. All right, so there's a pretrial in both of the open ones, and then we'll reset jury trial dates in both of the open ones. So two pretrials, 2 jury trials, 3 motion hearings.
All right, do you want the pretrials on a Wednesday or do you want them with the motions?
I want them with the motions. We can do them later in the day on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? Just off of the 110 or 115 or 145 docket sometime.
What about Wednesday, August 9th?
Okay,
We could do 3 o'clock.
sounds good. Does that work for you, Mr. Martinez? Ms. Cass?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so this application has to go to Ms. Mashik today. You know what I'm gonna have you do while you're here, Mr. Martinez, and make sure that we have information for you to give to the lawyer. Will you give him Ms. Mashik's business card as well? Can you just update the date and the signature on this application here with today's date? Give that to Mr. Martinez, please.
Yeah. jury trial. Should we do Monday, September 11th,
All right.
about a month after the pretrial?
All right, being as how Mr. Martinez is now out of custody, we'll move that jury trial date as well. We'll give that to you ready Monday, September 11th, 9 a.m. Bonds will remain as set. Mr. Martinez, do we have it? Is this a good mailing address in Menominee for you?
Yes.
All right. So you call your lawyer and give it a few days for her to give it like till tomorrow. She should have had time by then to review the application and call and see if who's been assigned for you.
Right.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right then. Miss Cass, anything else on those files?
Here,
Thank you. Have a good day, Mr. Martinez.
sorry.